now we're live and recording. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, John. Great to see you as always.
Hey, awesome Wednesday. Thank you so much. We are into February 1st, 2023. Where did January go? Oh my gosh.
Where did 2022 go?
Yeah, where did 2022 go? Right? I think we can forget about some of those occasions. The more conversations I have with people, the more it's like, we're kind of dealing with some more normalized circumstances right now. Here's this sort of bubble of time that took place between 2020 and 2022, and there's a whirlwind of stuff. And man, kind of another whirlwind taking place here. Briefly, you and I were just talking a moment ago about market activity. And I just had a property that closed last week, which was a really nice transaction for a buyer. Real happy for them to get that closed and moved in. And it was really a nice deal. The way that's structured, we actually got the home under contract, under asking price. Home was priced well, but then we were able, because of market conditions, we negotiated with the seller to get some repairs done through the home inspection and so forth. So that environment of reason, sellers being reasonable, and really kind of having to recognize that, you know what, I got to sell this home. If I'm going to do that, I got to be willing to negotiate with my buyer. So buyers have found themselves in a better position now than they've seen in a good long while. But you just shared with me a really awesome nugget. I wanted you to, just talk about your market activity.
Yeah, I mean, I've been extremely busy over the past few weeks. Seems like all the people that have been on the sidelines for the last year or so are starting to get out and take a look and see what's out there. And I think everybody's a little nervous. In spring, there's going to be so many buyers out there that the next month or two is really going to be the best opportunity. But yeah, we've been crazy busy with applications, pre-approvals, new contracts getting accepted. So seems like it's a great time to buy. We're in a more normalized market. This is probably going to be what the market's going to be like for a while. So anybody that needs a house, it's a great time to buy. That's always the best time to buy, is when you need a house. And prices of real estate always go up. Historically, other than maybe one little blip around 2008 that was extremely temporary, real estate goes up in value. It's gone up consistently over forever.
Yeah, I mean, I know that there's other occasions where things can kind of go through these ripples, and we do have these cycles, right? But the market conditions that we're facing now definitely are pointing to a higher. I think there's a lot of pent up demand for homes. People really need to get housing for themselves. We still have this really historic shortage of housing inventory. And on top of that, builders have cut back on their construction pace, let alone the fact that we don't have a lot of new home projects here. We're in the Peninsula Williamsburg area. There aren't a lot in certain price categories. There are some in the upper price categories, talking 500 to $1 million, but there really are no new home construction whatsoever in the category between 200 and 400,000. There is nothing available.
I saw a quote this morning from Lawrence Yun, the chief economist for the National Association of Realtors. He said, every decade we're adding about 20 million more people living in the United States. And if we don't build new homes, one wonders where they're all going to live.
Right.
So of course we need to build more homes, new homes.
Yeah.
So supply and demand causes price. So there is just a lot more people looking for homes than there are homes available. So prices are not coming down until supply increases.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really awesome market. If you're buying now, you're in a better position to be able to negotiate, because there is this cost of money factor. So buyers are being much more cautious. Sellers are not just commanding over asking price for every home that goes out there. There's a lot of overpriced homes, and I'm seeing several, just anecdotally. There are homes that were listed in the close to $400,000 price point months ago maybe September, October timeline. Well, that was when interest rates spiked and hit 7%. Those homes sat on the market, sat on the market, sat on the market. Right now, they're selling for around 330 to 340. So they were significantly overpriced, probably because they needed a number of repairs. So those repairs really weren't factored in correctly to the pricing model. Sellers were anticipating getting prices that they might have been able to get in May or June of last year, but those prices were aberrations in the market. And now we're settling into a more normalized market. You have a really great story about your short-term rental strategies, Kevin, and I want to talk a little bit about that, give you a chance to phase up to that, because I know you got a presentation you're doing about short-term rentals and going to be teaching us a little bit more about that. But I'd like to have you share just a little bit more. We talked about a few months ago. Tell me a little bit, give me some insights on your strategies with short-term rentals and how that is adding to your portfolio.
Yeah, that's a very long conversation we could certainly have.
Oh yeah.
But I don't really know stocks, bonds, and all of that a whole lot. So, and I certainly have an investment advisor and have my 401ks and such. But what I do know really well is real estate. So that's where the bulk of my investments are. In looking at long-term versus short-term rentals, both of them are great. Long-term rentals, you have, somebody in there living in your home, covering your mortgage payment, maybe even building a little extra on top of it. But my wife and I invest more in short-term rentals. And part of that is just that we love buying the short-term rental types of homes. We're buying vacation properties that we love, that are exciting for us. But the returns on short-term rentals can be significantly higher. Now, it's a lot more work. It's not super simple. It's not super easy. It is constant work. This week, let's see, we have one of our properties. We were there this weekend, and my wife and I, it's on the James River, and we're like, nah, it's fine. We just kind of left everything a mess, and like, we don't have anybody checking in until February 23rd. And then we got a reservation for February 13th. We're like, ooh, okay, guess we got to get over there. And there's some projects. There's always projects you have to do.
Sure.
But we got plenty of time. And then last night we got a reservation for this Friday afternoon. We're like, our cleaner is on a cruise somewhere in the Caribbean. So now between our job, our work, and everything we have going on, we have to get in there and fix up and clean it up and get it all ready for our guests to show up. So it's a never-ending adventure, but it's something that we love and has been very successful for us, very profitable. And we've really just gotten started in like the last couple of years.
That's pretty cool. So you guys are very hands-on, obviously, with your rentals, and I know that there's other strategies that kind of go in that, but your returns are, it's not a get rich quick, right? Real estate investing is a solid path to wealth creation. There's no question about that in my mind. It's thoughtful, careful ways to do it, and you want to understand the avenue that you're going. You understand this avenue really well, and it's been really effective for you. And it sounds to me like your returns are commensurate with some effort, and you put in the effort to maintain it, and you do it yourself, and that's cool. But you get a return on that with the how much do you get for a rental? Say, for an example, what kind of rate do you get, if you don't mind talking a little bit about that, for a rental, say for a week or weekend or whatever it is?
It varies. So we have dynamic pricing, where with the different properties, the price goes up and down depending upon demand. So that is seasonal, like fall, winter, spring, etc., but also weekends or holiday weekends and events. And all of that is automated. I don't set that up.
Oh, right on.
There are multiple programs you can use for that. We use one called Price Labs. And we set like a minimum that we're willing to rent the property for, and then we just let it do its thing, and it works to maximize revenue. So, we're probably, what's our minimum? I think it's probably just under $200 a night for our minimum that we'll accept. But if you're booking out next summer, especially a holiday weekend, some of the properties $400 or $500 a night.
Right.
So yeah, it can definitely be very profitable.
Do you have a certain number of nights minimum requirement?
Yes, yeah, and we set that based on how far out you book.
Okay.
So if you're booking several months out, we're going to have a longer minimum stay because we'd rather have people staying there longer. And then the closer it gets, we shrink it down to like a 2-night minimum. So if you're booking in the next few weeks, just so we can fill spots, we'll go down as short as a 2-night minimum.
That's pretty cool. Well, I know that. This conversation and these discussions about short-term rentals could go on to several hours of discussion, I'm sure, about these. Each one probably has its own unique aspect. We talked about unique aspects of these properties that make it appealing. So it's not every home is going to be necessarily suitable for a short-term rental. Some would fit better into a bucket for a long-term rental, but it sounds like you've got properties in these locations that are very appealing as short-term rentals. We'll have to get you to show some of them. I wasn't prepared to have you dive in and actually show us, but maybe you could show us some pictures and give us some background on these on another call here coming up sometime in the future. Kind of give a little teaser, get people to
absolutely do a quick screen share, show you a couple of them. That'd be fun.
That would be cool. That'd be really cool. Hey, anything else you want to share about life this morning?
Of course, as we're coming up on Super Bowl season and lots of snacks that my family and I are starting to, I guess, create our Super Bowl menu. What kind of cheese isn't yours?
I don't know. Tell me what kind of cheese?
Nacho cheese.
Nacho cheese.
That's nacho cheese.
Oh man. Well, that's pretty good. So how do you make an egg roll?
How?
You push it.
All
right. Always fun to kind of wrap up with a silly little dad joke. Kevin, it's like you said, these are busy times right now in real estate. You've got a lot of mortgage applications you're dealing with, and there's a lot of buyer activity. Not enough inventory. If people are thinking that the prices are going to crash and they're going to wait for a reset on pricing, you're going to be waiting a long time for that, because right now the conditions are not anywhere close to allowing for a price crash. We're seeing a reset maybe, and I think that reset has probably happened, and it started occurring in July of last year, and that reset has kind of trickled down through to what we have now. But there is unlikely to have a reset. We still have an affordability issue. Those are things that are gonna be a challenge as people are buying homes. There's not a lot of inventory, and yes, money is more expensive now. Well, the reason money is more expensive is the Fed has given us some pushback and trying to reset the demand curve a little bit. That has happened. Now that we've got interest rates settled into a certain level, I think that the adjustment is made in the mentality, and now is a really good time to be considering what you want to do for housing. Keeping that in mind. Well, we're here to help you make smart decisions with real estate, avoid costly mistakes. Kevin's with Alcova Mortgage. I'm John with the Memory Group here, eXp Realty in Williamsburg. We are glad to bring you information and knowledge about real estate and mortgages, and this has been a great opportunity to share some information about short-term rentals. So we will be back here again on Wednesday, and anybody that has any questions, please feel free to reach out. Kevin's contact information is here in the description, and you can reach out to me at any point in time here, either through the button on the page, send me a message, reach out or call or text, and we look forward to hearing and talking to you guys again on another time. Thanks, Kevin.
Awesome. Thanks, John.
All right. Have a good day.